Guys, I've got a very special Trans Siberian Orchestra Christmas episode for you guys this week, and let me tell you, ho ho holy shit, it's tough. Hello kids, and welcome to a very festive holiday special episode of Weekend Wankshop. Here's your good pal, Uncle Ben. I hope that you guys are having a super swell Christmas day with friends and family and presents and all that cool shit. I know that I am. And to those of you who don't celebrate Christmas, well, I just hope that you're having a good day in general. In honor of this episode coming out on Christmas Day this year, I decided to share with you guys the climactic ending lick of Trans Siberian Orchestra's version of Carol of the Bells, which I think is also called Sarajevo or something like that. It's really super sick. It's a harmonized thing, but I'm going to show you how to play both parts on one guitar, or maybe you and a buddy can team up and dual harmonize this stuff. Get some chicks for Christmas. But before we get into it, let's hear that lick again, this time at Island of Misfit Toy speed. Yeah! And as always, kids, you can find a full tab for this week's lick on my Instagram page. So be sure to go to BenEllerGuitars on Instagram and find the tab for this week's lick and learn how to play it. Also upload a video of yourself shredding through it along with the hashtag Weekend Wankshop, lest you end up on my naughty list. Okay, so this lick is in the almighty guitar key of E minor, which means it's going to be using the notes E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, and E for all these licks. Now, the way the band plays it on the recording and live too is with two guitar players, and one of them will stay in this lower position that we'll learn first, while the other guy stays in the higher position that we'll learn second. They're playing this kind of in harmony with each other, but instead of doing all four here or all four here, I decided to do two here and two here. That way you guys could learn both of those parts and see how they're working together. So first things first, let's check out the lower side of the harmony. Okay, so this will all be alternate picked. I like to start with an upstroke on this, but you could very well start with a downstroke. Doesn't really matter, whatever's good for you. Pretty tricky though, it's nothing but odd numbers on every string, so the picking is pretty tough. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off on the high E string here on number 15, that's the G note. We're going to play 15, 14, and 12. Then we're going to continue walking down the scale on the B string here. I'm going to do 15, 13, 12. The G string has three notes on it as well, 14, 12, 11. Now you'll notice when I did that, my little finger had been situated at 15 for the first two strings, and then I cheated down to 14 when I got to the G string. Next you're going to play that 14th D string, and then what you're going to do is just walk back up the scale. So on the G we're going to play 11, 12, 14. The B we're going to play 12, 13, 15. On the high E string here we're going to play 12 and 14. It's important to understand that that's the last note of the lick. You know, you wouldn't want to go all the way back up and then start all the way back down. You'd end up with one too many notes if you went like that. So again, the last note here is the 14th fret on the high E. So that entire first run goes. And then play the same thing a second time. Next we move up into the higher side of the harmony. Now what I'm going to do here is to start with my little finger at fret number 19. We're going to play 19, 17, 15 on the high E. Same pattern on the B string, 19, 17, 15. On the G here I'm going to cheat down two frets with my little finger and play 17, 16, 14. And then I'm going to play the 17th fret D, walk back up that scale, so that's going to be 14, 16, 17, 15, 17, 19, 15, 17. Again, that's the last note of the run right there. Then you do it a second time. So walk back down that scale pattern. 19, 17, 15, 19, 17, 15, 17, 16, 14, 17 on the D here. Walk back up here. 14, 16, 17, 15, 17, 19, 15, 17. Now at this point is where they start that big climactic thing where they hit those single notes that are harmonized. What you're going to do here is to play the 15th fret on the high E string, kind of slide it down. 17 on the high E, slide it down. 19 on the high E, slide it down. 22 on the high E string, slide it down. And then lastly, you're going to hit that 22nd fret again, and this time give it a full step bend so that you land on the note E. Milk it with some vibrato for extra sass points. So once more all together, we got the low position. Again. Jump to the high position. That's a fast transition right there. High again. Then the last little notes. Saucy. So there you go, kids. A very special Christmas weekend Wankshop to get you in that holiday spirit, lickety-split. That's really hard to do. That's a good one to practice that alternate picking. So be sure to get that metronome out, set it to triplets, and start working on that stuff at a moderate tempo before you blast into full-on rocket speed like the original is. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget that you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at BenEllerGuitars. Also, for those of you guys who are interested in starting the new year with some one-on-one Skype lessons with me, be sure to drop me an email, BenEllerGuitars@gmail.com. We'll talk about rates and times and all that other good stuff and get you booked up. I have a feeling through January and February I'm going to be snowed in a lot, which means that there's going to be a lot of chances for you to sit on your computer with me and get yourself all learned up while I'm in here going stir crazy. Have a safe and happy Christmas, and stay tuned for a New Year's Weekend Wankshop next week. Cheers, you guys.